Nova Scotia has joined Newfoundland and Labrador in providing free shingles vaccines to those 65 and older. Now, starting at age 50, complications from shingles like skin rashes and nerve pain are more pronounced and prolonged. So joining us to discuss the shingles vaccine and other topics important to seniors is Bill VanGorder of CARP, also known as the Canadian Association of Retired Persons. Bill, welcome back.
Thank you. Wonderful to be here.
We love having you in. So let's talk a little bit about some good news. For once, we've got the shingles vaccine now free in Nova Scotia for people aged 65 and older. This is something you've been fighting for a while.
It really is good news. And yes, over 10 years, we've been asking for the shingles vaccine for seniors in Nova Scotia. And finally, it's happening. And that's something that's made our CARP members and seniors right across the province really happy to know that now they can afford to get the vaccine that they really want to have.
Yes, because the vaccine, if you were to pay out of pocket, is to the tune of about $400.
Yeah,
right?
It takes 2 doses, and it's about $200 each, depending on where you get it. So that's a lot of money out of anybody's pocket, no matter whether you're working or not working or retired. So having the government pay that is a huge benefit, and hopefully will mean more people will get the vaccine now.
Yeah, so you've been fighting for this for a decade, so obviously this is important. Why is shingles such an important concern for your members?
Well, shingles is a debilitating disease, and most of us know somebody who's had shingles. It creates an itchy rash, it affects the nerves, it can really slow a person down, keep them awake at night, really harms everything that they do. So being able to prevent shingles is really important to people, especially as you get older, because the older you are, the more it tends to affect you. So as we get older, our skin is thinner, we're more susceptible to that kind of thing. So really important that you be sure. You know, across Canada, about 1 in 3 seniors, if they don't get the vaccine, are going to get shingles.
Yeah, and the vaccine is very effective. It's almost 100% effective.
It's extremely effective. Yeah. It's one of the most effective vaccines that we can get.
Okay, so that being said, how do people, now if you're over 65, how do you go ahead and get the vaccine?
Well, it's easy. It's available. You can go online now to wherever you go. If you use the My Health app in Nova Scotia, or just get in touch with your doctor, your provider, make an appointment to get the vaccine, and as of next week, you'll actually be able to go in and get the vaccine. Make your appointment today, get the vaccine next week.
Oh, that's fast-moving
right
action.
Across, yeah, it is, and right across the province. Yeah, this is leadership. You know, it's one of the few provinces across the country that's doing that now. So we're hoping that other places like Ontario and Alberta and others will see the light and follow Nova Scotia's path.
Certainly, Newfoundland and Labrador led the way with the announcement last week. Okay,
have.
You're meeting with government people all day long today. What else is pressing for you right now?
Well, one of our big concerns federally is the fact that we've lost our Minister of Seniors. The new cabinet doesn't have a Minister of Seniors in it. There is a person, very, very fine woman, who has been appointed the Secretary of State for Seniors, but that's not the same thing as having a seniors minister sitting at the table. And some people have said to us, well, you know, the Prime Minister wants to cut down his cabinet, he wants to have it smaller, and that may be true, but we've had combined ministers before. Previously, the Minister of Labour was also the Minister of Seniors. Others have combined, so we're really disappointed. We've had a Minister of Seniors for 10 years, and now we've been relegated to kind of second-class status. And by the way, it's not just seniors. Probably the other demographics need somebody to be looking after their particular interest too. We can't focus just on the economy and business and that sort of thing. We've got to focus on the needs of people themselves, the voters themselves.
Certainly. Now, with regard to seniors specifically, times are challenging economically. I know that you're hearing from members that they are struggling. How particularly are people challenged right now?
There are 3 areas. First of all, financially, the cost of living. You know, last week it was announced that the cost of living had come down 1%. Wasn't that wonderful? Yeah, that was because of the gas tax. Food is still way up there. Rent is still way up there. Housing prices are still up there. People are worried about their money. They're worried about whether or not they're going to outlive their finances. So, and that's put putting real pressure on people, even mentally. The second area is health. We have a so-called pharmacare framework now for across the country, but that doesn't really cover drugs. It's certainly not for seniors. Even the diabetes drug that it covers isn't one that the Diabetes Association recommends as the most important. And then there's the dental plan that seems to be rolling out all right, but doesn't seem to be covering the things that seniors really need. The dental plan was based on kind of the general needs of people, and seniors' dental needs are much different than if you're 30 or 20 or 12 years old.
Definitely.
So those are the health areas that they're really concerned about. And then overall, they have a concern about the environment. That's one that more and more seniors are saying that they want to leave this planet in better shape than they found it for their grandchildren. And there doesn't seem to be a great interest in many parts of government to do that. In fact, Nova Scotia is one of the few provinces that seems to be continuing to take steps to improve the environment. In spite of some of the things we hear, there are steps being made. The urban park in Halifax, the protection of wild species and the forest. So we need to keep encouraging our government to look after our environment.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for coming in today and giving us an update on what's been happening. We appreciate your time.
Anytime.
All right, that was Bill VanGorder from CARP. We're going to take a break and be back with more CTV Morning Live right after this.